It's cold again. Okay, today, oh shit, I'm getting a passport. Can you see me? We're gonna make yard dice out of this cedar rail thing. We're also gonna do something to this bucket so that you can throw them like this. Now that we're all cleaned up and organized, we have to mill this up so that it is more cubey, rectangle, yeah, that geometry. The dimensions on these is going to be 4 inches by 4 inches. Each face of the dice are going to be 4 inches by 4 inches. This is just like a railing, I guess you'd use for like a porch or something. I got it at the Menards. So first thing I have to find, let me get a tape measure actually. We will cut these out probably because you don't want that in your dash. I guess that's where they were gonna put it in the ground. I really don't know. But so we've got all of this side to use and probably this piece and probably this piece as well. I've never done this before. This is something new. So we're gonna have 4 inches here would be right there, and then across would be right there, and then the height of it, I don't have 4 inches there. I start to have 4 inches. Oh God, right there. Oh, so it starts right here. You can't even see that. On this end, we don't have 4 inches. It's about an inch short, so I wanna say we get to 4 inches, about 1.5 feet up from the bottom. So knowing that, I'm gonna go ahead and mark my line. So I'm gonna go ahead and mark at wherever this 4-inch mark starts, which is, looks like it's about right there, right at the edge here, if it'll work. Yeah, you can see that, cool. So we're going to cut right here, cut that off, and then we'll start getting our dice together here. So don't be a total dummy and polyurethane stuff on top of your table without plastic, because it's just not good. Is it taller than my log? It's close. So I'm gonna have to run this log through it once, flip it over, and then run it again. Also, my cat chewed this up. If you have these little string things and they're like hanging down and you're cutting something and you're like over it like I am, these things can get caught in the blade. So you'll cut everything off. So don't do that. Electricity. So before we cut our actual dice, I want to cut this one like kind of to practice almost. I'll show you what I'm doing. This is not 4 inches wide on each face. This is not like straight. You can see we got some curviness going on. I need those edges flat. So what I'm gonna do is just run it through until I get a cube that's 3 inches by 3 inches. I'm gonna take my tape measure, blade down so I don't turn it on and cut my everything off. Take my pencil, I'm gonna measure 3 inches from this edge here, so 3 inches out. And then make my mark right there. And then after that, I'm just gonna repeat that process over and over until I get to 3 inches on each side. God. Sand the blade back up. Now, go ahead and go in like this. And what I'm gonna end up doing, I wanna put my rip fence on it, but I don't know where I'll put it. Okay, losing my mind again. Oh God, it's literally right here. So my rip fence kinda sucks, but one thing that is kinda cool about it, it has this little tape measure in it, kind of. You use this right here to move it different distances. The problem is this thing doesn't stay tight, but it still moves. So that is incredibly annoying, but I can clamp each end down and it'll work the same way. So I want 3-inch edges at this point. So I'm gonna put this on 3 inches. Is that right? a little farther, but it's perfect. So now I'm going to clamp, check for squares, and then cut. It's windy today, so it's even colder than normal. Okay. Put this on out, sir. Keeps moving on you, and it's not supposed to do that, but whatever, rigid. That's the brand. Okay, oh, well. Okay. Try again. Bro, why are you so loud for? Check to see if we're square. See how we're not. You wouldn't have to do this if you had a square that if you had a rip fence that was straight, but mine is not, so I have to do this every time. But you can do this with one of these boards too, as like a makeshift rip fence if you need to. So that's, I guess, why I showed this, and it looks like we're square over here, so that will give us a straight edge. So let's cut them up here. Bo? Still don't know who Bo is. So, oh, well, it's less than 3 inches. That's not cool. This is why it takes so long for me to do anything, but it's okay. Just roll with it. Oh, this is why you practice, because I didn't foresee this at all. So because I'm thick down here and skinny up here, the thick edge is hitting my rip fence first, so I have a gap right here. Oh God, there's a gap. So that's why I'm not hitting on my 3 inches over here. So the fix to that, what is the fix to that? I don't know. We're gonna what are we gonna do? I guess we're just gonna cut it freehand. I don't mean freehand, I mean with one of these thingies. So we're gonna go right here. Just have to keep her straight. If I keep her straight, we'll be okay. All right, that went way better than I thought. Awesome. Look at that, baby. Did we cut the line? I think we did cut the line. So normally I cut outside the line, but it's fine. So now, same thing, just this way. Okay, so we got 2 edges. So we need 3 inches. We have 3 inches. We have 3 inches. We have 3 inches. We have 3 inches. Let's go. What I want to do is I want to cut it just like this. I want to mark my line at 3 right here. Cut the rest of that off. And once I do that, we'll just have to do some trimming and we'll be good to go. We'll be able to cut like this every 3 inches, but for our like actual yard pieces or whatever, they're gonna be 4 inches. So blade back up. Anything here, just cutting her up there, Bo. All right. I like cedar because it's like super light and it smells insanely good. I guess it's anti-rot or something. Like it doesn't, I don't know if it doesn't need polyurethane, but it definitely is better off outside than most other woods, I guess. Okay, now blade down. Whew, I think we have pretty close to 3 inches all the way around. We got 3 there. We got close to 3 there. Almost 3, a little less, but it's fine. Cut her up there, Bo. Alright. Okay, so we have our cube here. That's what I wanted. And then once I do that, I will be cutting 3 inch by 3 inch by 3 inch. But on our actual ones, instead of 3, it's gonna be 4. It smells so good. So now, put it down. Every 3 inches, I'm gonna make a mark. Looks like we're gonna get maybe 3 cubes out of this whole thing. So I'm gonna make a mark at 3 and 1/8, and then 6 1/4, and then 9 3/8. The reason I skipped 1/8 each time there is because the blade is 1/8 wide, so I lose 1/8 with each cut. So if you add 1/8 to each cut like that, you will have a consistent 3 inch cut each time. I hope that makes sense. Good Lord. Blade back up. So, got little cubes. So, cubes, a couple of them I didn't quite get as square as I wanted them. This end I did not cut. You can see it's a little jaggedy. This end as well, it's because it was the edge. You know, I won't have to worry about with the other one because it doesn't have an edge. It has this cut edge right here. So we've got a good straight line to work off of on the other one. I'm just trying to catch things before I mess it up on the big one. You know what I'm saying? I think I got it. I think I can do this. So I will go ahead and start working on the big ones. Gonna try to get as many as I can out of this thing. The biggest problem, as we saw, was that I have this edge instead of a good flat square one, but I think we will be okay. I think we'll make it. So now, I'm basically just going to draw a box. I'm gonna start from this edge, go 4 inches over, still don't have 4 inches. All right. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do then. Instead of 4 inches, we'll get as much as we can. Looks like this is about 3 3/4 from the top, so I think that'll work. I think we can do 3 3/4, and then we'll do 3 3/4 from the bottom. We don't have 3 3/4 from the bottom. Okay, 3 1/2 though we do have, so that's what we'll do. Yeah, we'll do 3 1/2. Good lord. Well, let's just see what we can do here. Okay. So we're gonna start with this and cut her up like a blade. I can't think for the life of it. That's gonna be our first cut, and that will give us 90 degrees. Let's cut up our bow. Okay. And just snap that off. And then we have our 90-degree angle, baby. Let's go. That's awesome. I gotta do the same thing with this and that side. And they're gonna end up being as thick as they come out, I guess. Now we're gonna cut this edge here. And we're gonna do that by, I can't have this little notch here because it will make the line that I cut diagonal. So I'm gonna take a chisel and try to beat that out of there. I'm not good with the chisel, so bear with me. Hey, that actually came out. Oh, that came out pretty well. Let's see. Hey. Look at that shit. I ain't never done that. That's cool. All right, play it up. Now we're going to use a chisel again. So I'm just kind of going to turn it up like this. You can see our slit here. And I'm going to get in here, take my hammer, bam, bam, bam. Get out of there. Get this side as well. Okay. There we go. We have 2 sides with 90-degree angles. Okay. All I gotta do is make this end a 90-degree angle as well. Okay, cool. So now, I'm gonna start cutting them horizontally. So that'll be 3 inches, that's 1. I think we'll get 5 out of this, dude. I think we're good. Technically it's 3 1/8 each time, but they'll come out to be 3 inches exactly. So now, you cut them like a vasectomy. 5 dice. That will be dice. I mean, whatever. Confession time. I haven't thought through the holes. I don't know if I'm gonna drill them or if I'm gonna like put an inlay like with different kind of wood or something. So I'm kind of making this part up as I go. Yahtzee. Ugh.
Did you hear that?
Most people doing this make like a jig, but I'm not doing that. We're somewhat off in some places. So now that we have our dice, we have to cut our holes. We got them marked, so now I just have to decide the thickness of the hole that I want here. 1/4. Or no, this is 1/2. See what that looks like. These are my practice ones that I was doing a second ago. I think that will be perfect. I also like the look of that too. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. It's getting real cold in here, y'all. So let's drill the holes there, boy. Yeah. No, turn it off. Hold up. Turn it off. Okay. So I have my cubes. I got 4s. I forgot to do this one. Alright, what'd I get? 2 6s, 2 4s, and a 5. There's a 6, let's go. 5, 3, 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 4, 3. Six! Yahtzee! Alright, let's get to work. Now that we have these cut out, we're gonna sand them. Knowing my family, these at some point will be used as weapons, so I wanna make sure there aren't any sharp edges so that it would like draw blood. Eventually, when them little kids, bro, they're gonna throw and crack a head or something. Okay, I would roll them again, but for some reason, like the black stuff on this table comes off on them, so I want to not do that. So there you have it. You got your cube. That's how you make them. I'm gonna polyurethane them next. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll be good to go. So I'm pretty happy with that. You know, they don't look too bad. The only thing is next time, if I do it next time, definitely going to make a jig for these holes instead of trying to measure them out. I'm gonna let these dry, probably put 1 or 2 more coats on them, and then they'll be ready to use. So that's it for today. Definitely subscribe, drop a like, do whatever you do. Yeah, thanks for watching, man.